Welcome, fans, to the Great Legend Show, and today is Comic Book Friday for November 23rd, 2012. Fans, I finally have comic books to show you. I'm so pumped up. I went to Lone Star Comics today, which was Black Friday. Oh my goodness, so I get in there. Long line of people at the cash register. You know, manager Amy says, "What's up, Robert?" You know, everyone's always glad to see me up there when I come into the Lone Star Comics. I love all the folks that work there, all great people, but they were having some computer problems today, so I had to wait a little extra long in line, but that was okay because I got to see a lot of stuff and I got to see a lot of comic books. They had some great sales today. I don't remember what they were. They're on my little sheet back there, but I also got a coupon for 25% off any one item for next weekend. So that is going to be cool. I'm definitely going to go back and take advantage of that sometimes next weekend over at Lone Star Comics. You can find their URL in the video description underneath this video. You can go buy some stuff from Lone Star Comics via mycomicshop.com. Well, anyways, folks, this is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live tonight with Comic Book Friday. And I didn't show you last week, and maybe I didn't even show you the week before last, but I've got some comics to show you today and some really cool pickups. Currently, as you all know, I'm reading Animal Man and Swamp Thing. I'm still reading those issues, getting there. I'm on issue number 9 of Swamp Thing, issue number 9 of Animal Man. So hopefully I'll get those read. It's just things come up, things come up. I got that Call of Duty Black Ops 2, so I've been playing a little bit of that with Comic Book Mom and Rorschach's Journal. I've been playing with them on that, so that's been a lot of fun. So we've been kind of coming together outside the world of comics, which is always cool because I cherish each and every one of you that watches the Great Legend Show, and it's really cool to hang out with you guys and stuff. Let me show you first some comics that I've went back and bought, and I've got all the issues. I just haven't read them yet. Oddfellow's Thoughts, aka Travis, and Damien, aka Sleepy Reader 666, they have recommended this series, and they're quite fond of it. And I like the character, but I haven't read him in a DC book. We have right here Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. This is Frankenstein, Agent of Shade, issue number 1 from DC's New 52. I've got all of these up to issue, I think 14. I've got them back there. I haven't even opened them. They're in the shipping, the way Lone Star Comics, mycomicshop.com ships my stuff. They're in there, so I've got all those. Got them fairly cheap. They had all the issues. So this is issue number 1, first printing of Frankenstein, Agent of Shade. Another thing, once I heard Travis and Damien talk about Frankenstein, supposedly he helps Swamp Thing and Animal Man, I think, against the big enemy known as the Rot. The Rot, fans. Who does not love the Rot? They've been fighting the Rot for like almost, over a year. So yeah, I got Frankenstein, Agent of Shade there. What else do I have today to show you? I've showed this before, but I've showed you issue 0, but I do have this. G.I. Combat, featuring the war that time forgot. Of course, that war being the dinosaurs. Also, the dark and violent world of the Unknown Soldier. So I'm excited to start these. This series is going to end at issue 7, which I think comes out this month. I guess it just didn't do too well, but I'm excited to read a sci-fi/war comic. I say sci-fi/war comic because, the dinosaurs and stuff. There's also one about the ghost tank that I've got, all of those. And much to Oddfellow's Thoughts' dismay, I've never read a Green Arrow comic book before, so I thought I'd start with DC's New 52. Green Arrow number 1, and I've got all subsequent issues after this. Not subsequent, but after issues. So I have all those. That's Green Arrow number 1. I love the cover. I wish he would have his hood on, and I wish he had the old classic conquistador style mustache. Some things I've heard negatively about this for all the Green Arrow folks that have been knowing Green Arrow for years is that he's younger in this comic book. Pre-Black Canary and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm excited to read that. This is J.T. Kroll, Dan Jurgens, George Perez. George Perez is my old buddy Tim, a.k.a. Howlermouse, speaks very highly of George Perez. Frankenstein Agent of Shade is Jeff Lemire and Alberto Ponticelli. And GI Combat is also J.T. Kroll, but also Justin Gray and Jimmy Palmiotti, a.k.a. two of the guys from DC's All-Star Westerns, which I really enjoy. So those are those books. Those are those books. Now on to the books that I've gotten for the last couple of weeks. I have not read any of these. I really want to read this one before the before Comic Talk Podcast tonight. This is All New X-Men #1. Very excited for this. Remember, fans, most of these comics, except the next two I'm going to show you, all in Mylar, Mylats too. That way they'll never get old. They'll never deteriorate. So that's All New X-Men #1, where the 5, all of you know, this is Marvel now. The 5 old school X-Men come to the future, see what's going on with the new school X-Men. So that's that one. These next two comics are for Little Legend. We have one we've been collecting, which I think he hasn't even read up to issue 2 yet. These are a little longer comic books, but it's Earth's Mightiest Heroes. The Avengers are Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is A Race Against Time. That's issue number 8. You got Hulk and Black Panther on the cover, and for the Fury Files story, you have Iron Fist right there. So this ought to be pretty cool. If you don't, or if you've never seen that show on Disney XD, the cartoon, The Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, it's an awesome cartoon. I highly recommend it. And remember, this is a kid's comic book. Always support the authors. Let's see, who do we got for an author here? We got by Kessel, Callan, Box, and Jones. So check out the kids' comics. You got some kids, like a lot of you do, get some kids' comics. They're really good. One of the cool kids' comics that my son loves, and he's actually heard from the editor of this comic, and we still need to do a video on that. We haven't done it, but the editor sent us a nice letter to the Great Legend Show Facebook page about SpongeBob comics. We had a question. We were like, oh, I guess I need to show it to you. We had a question whether or not Bongo published this, but we found out that Bongo was just the distributor, but Plankton Pictures, where are they? United Plankton Pictures, they really are a publishing company, right under, your classic Steve Hildenbrand's brand. So yeah, the main guy, top of the food chain, because he of course created SpongeBob. I like this cover. Plankton Comics, not SpongeBob Comics, Plankton Comics. And there he is, Plankton, standing on the nose of SpongeBob. This is issue 14. My son's read all the issues of this, and he really loves them. He thinks they're really funny. So that's cool. I haven't read any of those yet, but I'm sure I'd get a kick out of them. Now, the books I'm going to show you are from, of course, you saw All New X-Men, but this is from my normal subscription list / pull list. One thing, I've been getting some mix-ups lately. I'll tell you about a little mix-up I had. But since I don't have to worry about shipping cost, I was getting my books every 2 weeks. I just couldn't handle it no more. So I'm getting my comics now every week. So my subscription, my pull list is coming every week. So hopefully I may even start getting my comics on Wednesday. But for the most part, I usually prefer to get them Thursday after work, and then that way I can do my comic book Thursday. And if I have to wait, I'll do a comic book Friday video like I am today, because yesterday was Thanksgiving. So here we go right here. Justice League 14, very cool cover. Got Wonder Woman. I think she's trying to stop Superman from hurting Batman. subtitled Monster of Steel. So Jeff Johns looks to be doing it again with another awesome story. A lot of people don't like Justice League. I enjoy Justice League. I wish Hal Jordan was still on the team, because I liked what Hal Jordan brought to the table of Justice League. But that's a really cool cover. I've read my Justice League issues up to 1 through 12. I didn't read issue 13 with Cheetah on there yet, but all in good time. My main priority right now, besides reading a couple of Marvel Now #1s, is Animal Man and Swamp Thing. Now this next comic, highly waited for this one, and I've got all the other 6 issues. We have Chapter 7 of Saga. 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 I think that's what they call it up in the north. Saga, but hell, down south we call it Saga. Saga, Chapter 7. Haven't even read these yet. I love the covers. Amelia from Dynamic Comic Duo, she loves the covers of Saga. Can't wait to start reading those. So those are really good. And here we go again. We have a visitor.
Hello.
Hello there. Mini Legend, folks. Look in the camera. Say hello. Hello. Say hello. Can you pop yourself up? Hello. Hello, Mini Legend. Okay, Mini Legend. We're filming here. And Little Legend. The whole family's in here. Okay, y'all can leave now. I'm trying to film.
Okay, come on, guys.
Okay, go.
Sorry, I didn't know he was coming in here.
Yep, great job there.
Let's go, buddy.
The family of legends. Okay, bye-bye, Mini Legend.
Jetson.
Bye-bye, Mini Legend.
Bye.
Thanks for using his real name. Okay. Alright, so the Legend family, if you will. Okay, so we got Saga right there, Chapter 7. So yeah, good stuff. Oh, now I have been waiting for this. Who doesn't love Dan Didio? You know what I'm going to show, don't you? I know you know what you know. I know what you know, and you know what I know and how I know. Phantom Stranger #2. We got Pandora on the cover. The Secret of Pandora's Quest. So finally we get to find out what Pandora's doing. What is she doing? I mean, this last left off with Phantom Stranger walking up some steps into this person's house, and then he's like, "Honey, I'm home," and then, oh my God, Phantom Stranger has a family? What the? The book left me with one of those what the moments. So it's like, what the heck? So yeah, I am excited for that. That's gonna be pretty cool. I'll read that most definitely before Monday. Another series I haven't started reading, but I'm collecting them because they're supposedly only going up to issue 6. Of course, they also have 2 origin issues. That's right, Mr. Rorschach's Journal. We have Masters of the Universe, He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe. Full title there. You got Skeletor there. You got, I think, see, I don't even know. I know that's Man-at-Arms. I'm so rusty in my He-Man characters. I know. Just beat me. I'm sorry. Skeletor issue. I did read the Skeletor origin issue. I thought it was fairly good. I did enjoy it. It was very short. Oh my God, it probably took me like maybe 5 minutes to read. Very short issue. Art was pretty good. It was pretty good. Story was good. The only problem was the story was so short, and if I believe so, it had the Superman Earth 1 Volume 2, the advertisements for the graphic novel hardback or hardcover. So this is He-Man Masters Universe issue 4. I'm with most of you that I hope they do turn that into an ongoing series, because just from even though I haven't read any of them, the art looks really cool. This one I'm also eager to read. This is going to be my first getting back into it. I have not read these in a long time. Fantastic Four #1 from Marvel Now. See, it's not all about DC. Sometime I make mine Marvel. I make mine Marvel every now and then. Fantastic Four #1. Matt Fraction, Mark Bagley, or Bagley, whatever you want to call him. Bagley. So I love this cover. This artwork, to me, I really like the artwork in this book. I saw it in the preview book. Thought it was really good. Look, here's a little glare. Look, some glare right on the thing. Get you some glare there. No, just kidding. No one likes glare. But this is Fantastic Four #1. I read the first page. Starts out with Franklin screaming for his mommy, and all the robots come in. The little maids, the little what was that girl's name in the Jetsons? Was it Rosie? Heck, Rosie, I think it was. Yeah, and you had old Astro the dog sounding like Scooby-Doo. Hanna-Barbera using the same voice actors. Classics! I know y'all love for me to go old school like that. Yeah, and I see my old buddy Howler Mouse just laughing and said, yep, that's right. Alright, next up. You know I love me some Popeye. Love me some Popeye. This is Popeye Classic Comics, issue #4, Bud Sagendorf. Now, the thing I like about these Popeye books, haven't started reading these, and I'm behind in my other Popeye regular editions, is they're so thick. These are really thick books, but the chat bubbles and the bubbles are kind of, they don't talk too much, but these are just classic Popeye. I picked these up because I like Popeye. So yeah, Popeye #4. That's Popeye Classics #4. Next, Rorschach's Journal has been talking a lot about this. He did an excellent review on Dark Avenger Inc. Here's Dark Avenger Inc. and the one of the best people on Dark Avenger Inc. Rorschach's Journal, aka Craig. This is Batman and Robin issue #14. There's real touching emotions at the end of this book. Some of you younger ones will laugh, maybe because, you know, you just laugh at stuff. But if you had kids, you'd understand, you know, that sometimes if you... Who writes this? Peter J. Oh yeah, I've heard of this guy. Tomasi writes this. So you get a good author that sucks that reader into that story, and if that reader is getting teary-eyed at the end of the book, or in case of a Deadpool comic, Deadpool's trying to make the reader laugh all the time, trying to break that fourth wall, which he does. But that's pretty awesome. If you can get a person to even shed a tear or get really close to the characters, then you're doing your job as an author. Good book, I think, anyway. Take it with a grain of salt or a grain of pepper, however you like it. Smile in the Face of Death, Batman and Robin. I haven't even read any of the Batman books yet, because I've got 5 Batman whole series that I collect, and I haven't even started reading any of those. Of course, this is a very popular one. Batman issue 14. Batman issue 14. I've heard rumors, Alfred, Jim Gordon, but I haven't read any of the books. And for the most part, our comic book community is really nice in not telling if someone's really dead or not. That leads me to my last book. My last book, I had ordered. I did a single order for this book when it let me order it, and I said, ship this book with my next sub-shipment. And I don't know what happened, but it pushed these books that I got, it pushed them all the way back to next week. And I was like, what the heck? I haven't had, if I would have picked them up next week, I wouldn't have had books for like 3 weeks. So I was kind of mad about that. So I emailed Lone Star. They got right on it, fixed me up, got my books out. But that one that was supposed to come with the books for next week, I guess is still going to get shipped with the next sub-shipment, which hopefully will be next week. I'm not really sure. So they had 4 of these left, and I didn't want to screw anything up or lose out or, you know, be left behind like Tim LaHaye or Jerry B. Jenkins. So I just went and bought me another copy of this book here. And you all know what it is. I've been harping on y'all, bugging y'all for probably the past 2 weeks. Frankenstein, Alive, Alive, issue 2. I got my Frankenstein. Really cool cover. It's kind of got that silver for the title. And Frank right in the middle there. Really cool cover. So that's Frankenstein, Alive, Alive, issue 2. And I should be getting another one of these books. So I'll probably be giving these away in a contest. So, I'm so excited. Comic Book Friday. The last thing I want to show you that I got, 2 things. Well, actually, one thing every comic book collector needs to have. I know you can get a lot of stuff online. But this is one of the resources you need to get. You need to pick this up. I pick them up every year. Actually, not every year. I just started getting back into comic book collecting, but I'm going to start picking these up every year. This is the Overstreet comic book press guide. Hardback cover. Is there any other? Well, there is. There's soft cover, but I chose this one. Has really good prices of the book. I know you can probably get more current prices online, but check the book. Make sure you're getting a good deal on stuff. You know, try to save money if you can. Go to some of the flea markets. We only have here in my town. We only have every third Monday's trades day or something like that. But it goes. They call them third Mondays, even though it's only Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I guess it's just that part of the time. This I saw on their website, mycomicshop.com. I went and bought it in the store today. It's the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Comics. Just, if you're new, if you're a young person, try to get this book. I mean, you're going to learn so much just from reading this. The folks at Overstreet do it, so that means, yeah, there's going to be a lot of ads in it, but it has the table of contents. They got Getting Started, Comic Book Ages. It'll let you know what is Golden Age, what is Silver Age. Comic book grading. Primarily they just do CGC. I think they got some kind of deal. They don't do much PGX. Preservation and storage. Collecting by genre, collecting by company, collecting by title runs and sets, collecting by creator, service organizations, fan to pro, collecting other niches, advertisers. They also have a section in here that talks about individual comic book artists and writers, authors. God, where is it? Here we go. And I guess these are in alphabetical order by their last name. They have Neil Adams, Murphy Anderson, Jim Aparo, Sergio Aragones, Matt Baker, Carl Banks, John Buscema, Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum, Palmer Cox, Jack Davis, Dan DiCarlo, Steve Ditko, Will Eisner, Bill Everett, Al Feldstein, Frank Frazetta, Neil Gaiman, what a just good, MC Gaines, William M. Gaines, Gene Gerard Mobius, Martin Goodman, Archie Goodwin, Larry Hama, Bruce Hamilton, a classic guy from DC, Carmine Infantino, Jack Kirby and Joe Kubert. I like that. Jack Kirby, Joe Kubert. And as you can see, it's got that Fantastic Four on that side, issue 12, Strange Tales, and is that Hank Pym's? No, it's Fing Fang Foom. They got a Commandy in there. See that Commandy right there? Then on the other side, of course, you got Joe Kubert, Hawkman, Sergeant Rock. Really good book. Harvey Kurtzman, Jim Lee, Stan Lee, Paul Levitz, Russ Manning, Winsor McKay, Todd McFarlane, Mike Mignola, Frank Miller, Dean Mullaney, Mart Nodell. Oh, here's a guy, Robert M. Overstreet. George Perez, Mac Raboy, Mike Richardson, Jerry Robinson, Marshall Rogers, John Ramada Sr., John Ramada Jr., Don Rosa, Kurt Schaffenberger, Julius Schwartz, John Severn, Mary Severn, Jim Shooter, Joe Schuster. Who'd he do? Some guy in red tats, red undies. Jerry Siegel. Oh, same. So I think this Schuster and Siegel probably did pretty good. Bill Kiwis. That's about the only name I can't pronounce in here. Joe Simon, Walt Simonson, Jim Steranko, Dave Stevens, Kurt Swan, Roy Thomas, Alex Toth, Michael Turner, Major Malcolm Wheeler Nicholson, Mike Wieringo, Al Williamson, and a classic that I've heard y'all talk about, Wally Wood. So they have each sheet on those guys, and this is the Overstreet Guide to Collecting Comics. They have a Marvel cover and they have a DC cover. I went and just chose the Spidey cover because it was just cleaner looking. So yeah, recommend that to all you new comic book collectors out there. And that's about all the time we have for tonight for Comic Book Friday, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching this long video. sorry it took so long. Just had a lot of comic books to show, and I'm really pumped up about that guide to collecting comics there. So fans, this is the Great Legend saying peace out and God bless.